RetroPL and SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. We have a squat session for you on this day. We were doing some overloads, and we got the reverse band on there. We're trying to cheat. The reverse band is going to allow you to handle more weight. It's going to build some strength, but it's also going to build a ton of confidence. We've had many lifters in the past do a weight that they fear. Let's say they're trying to get to that next 100 pounds. They're trying to do a 600, 700, 800, and so on. And a way to get them out of their own head is to basically have them hit up something like this, a reverse band. Every once in a while, you got to throw yourself an underhand pitch and hit that son bitch out the park. And so that's exactly what we're doing here with the reverse band squat. It's making the squat a little bit easier, a little bit more manageable from the bottom. Weights are lighter at the bottom, and they're heavier at the top. You're going to be able to handle anywhere between 5 to 10% over what your max is. Obviously, really tremendously depends on how you have the band set up. But we used mini bands on this day, the smallest type of band that they make, and we just had them doubled over top of the monolift there. So at the bottom, it's giving you maybe 70 pounds or so, somewhere in that neighborhood. But that was a 665 squat by myself, and here comes Greg Buffington smashing on 665 as well. You can see we got some guys raw, some guys in gear. It really doesn't matter. It's super training. We got people that are training in all different ways, people of all different sizes and stuff like that. And it really doesn't matter. What matters is that you get the work in, and that the work is getting done. Every other week we go heavy, and in between weeks we smash ourselves with a lot of volume. Here's Treston Scholl. He's preparing for our meet. The first weekend of November, and he's looking to squat over 1,000 pounds. You're going to see him go up to 1,055 in a little bit. Here's 705 from myself. Good strong squat. That was the goal for the day, so that's where I shut her down. Probably could have went a little heavier. Hopefully I'll be able to do that same exact squat with that weight, or maybe a little bit more, come March when I decide to do my first full power meet. So this is David. David came in from Stockton on this day. He's trying to prepare himself for the Mr. Olympia contest. And no, he's not a bodybuilder. He's obviously way too fat for that. But he's trying to prepare for the Mr. Olympia contest, the powerlifting side of things. And he's never been in powerlifting gear before. And so he's trying to get used to powerlifting gear. And if his form looks jacked up, it's because his form is jacked up. He gets very forward on his knees, and we'll go over that in a little bit. Here comes Treston Scholl again, always with good upright posture. The barbell's perhaps a little too high on him there, as it's kind of starting to push him forward. But you can see David loading the knees, loading the knees, loading the knees, loading the knees. What happens is, on a squat, this is important, so everybody, well, let me just get to Chris Ramos here. 615 squat. First one's a little off balance. The second one, he gets it right in the right groove, and wow, I mean, he took that thing low. There's no question about it. He just smashed on it. What I was going to say is, in the squat, you want to do more of what Greg Buffington is doing here. He's opening up, and he's trying to keep the knees as high as possible. You don't want your knees to travel downward at all. You want your knees to stay high. And if your knees are traveling forward, they're also going to be traveling downward slightly. And you do not want that to happen in your squat. So you watch David here. See how the knees already traveled downward in the very beginning of the lift? And now his knees are lower than where they should be. Think about a sissy squat. You don't ever come close to parallel on a sissy squat. By the way, that's a great name for an exercise. But David is really strong. He's squatted over 700 pounds in competition raw. He's benched over 450 raw. He's deadlifted over 700 pounds raw in a meet. And I look forward to him hanging around Super Training more, and maybe we can get him out of that shithole that they call Stockton, and get him to move to Sacramento. That would be great. Here he is again, just pitching forward on the knees. Get a little bit better for him. He's finally starting to open up a little bit. I had to discuss with him throughout the whole training session. You can see a bunch of other cameras in the gym on this day, and that's my brother. My brother's shooting a movie called Prescription Thugs, and they did a lot of filming with myself, with my family, as well as inside the walls of Super Training Gym. And here comes Treston Scholl with about 1,080 or 1,075. A little too much for him on that day. Just got him a little bit forward. kind of cut him in half a little bit there, but he said he kind of passed out. I think the reason why he passed out, just had the bar a little bit too high. 815 pounds here by David, a good strong grinder right there. Strength is never a weakness, and that is it from supertraining.tv.